Here in cherished hall, in peaceful days, I fear the edge of dawn, knowing time betrays.
Part 1. White Clouds. Harpstring Moon. Familiar scenery. In honor of the saints whose births or deaths took place under this moon, the people perform music once beloved by those divine beings. Whether by harp, by flute, or voice alone, joyous melodies are shared between farmers as they sow their seeds across the vast plains of Tailteen and Gronder.
Welcome back, everyone. My name is Megazero, and with that little introduction, we are thrown in to another new month. And yes, that will happen every single month, at least for part 1, as you can no doubt tell, given the state of which the game puts us at. There are new places to explore within the monastery, and you receive 5,000 gold from the Church of Seros as funding for this month's activities.
As you have already been notified, your mission is to subdue some bandits. Our students have been learning about combat through study, but this is a precious opportunity to provide them with practical experience. The Knights will support your mission and are prepared to offer their assistance if necessary. In short, this is no mock battle. You must be prepared for anything. You will receive a message from the Knights when it is time to depart. Until then, use your time wisely.
The last time we fought bandits, you saved me. Maybe I can return the favor this time.
Let's both do our best, but it's also very obvious that you should not get careless. As said, this is no mock battle. You are stuck in through a fight between bandits who will kill you if given the option. So ultimately, don't get careless out there.
The Knights are well aware of our enemy's strength. We can count on them to keep the battlefield under control for us. It seems unlikely that we would lose. Still, let's do all we can to prepare.
You seem well. Are you adjusting to life at the monastery?
I think so. It's not the best, but it's also not the worst. Better than being a mercenary.
Oh, I didn't expect that answer. When we were mercenaries, I handled everything. Outside of battle, you didn't have much contact with people, did you? I thought being thrown into a swarm of noble brats to teach would be a bit much for you. But I guess I had nothing to worry about. By the way, I heard about those bandits. Your first assignment is to take them out, right?
Yep.
That's fairly routine for you by now, but don't forget it's the first real taste of battle for those brats. It'll be tougher to sleep at night if you let one of your little pupils die. So stay vigilant and lead them well. I wish I could offer you my support, but Lady Rhea won't allow it. For now, I'll try to figure out what she wants from you. I don't mind you settling into your life here, but don't let your guard down, ever.
A bit harsh, don't you think? But yeah, he's right. Don't let your guard down ever. And you don't get the first Sunday to do anything. But you are given a chance to celebrate someone's birthday, and it's Annette this time. Buy flowers for her. She loved the flowers, and our second Sunday, we are given chances to do things. You have events. Monastery holds events with various effects, such as those which increase the benefits of the share a meal activity for certain characters. These events will appear on the calendar. Select Explore on your day off to participate. And yes, you only still have the option to explore and nothing else, because you actually do need to unlock something else for you to have the ability to go into this. But everyone, it's time for our first support, because we had Edelgard as we had Dorothea as the adjutant to Edelgard. We actually get to see their support. Now, I have decided that I'm going to buy supports in regards to Byleth, but I will also show them off whenever we get the chance. So if I buy support, it's mainly going to be for characters outside of the house. Since we already have them, we're going to show them off. But we're going to show off the first one of the playthrough.
80. Uh-oh, you're scowling again. You're going to get wrinkles all over that cute face of yours if you don't smile more.
Hello, Dorothea. I was just lost in thought. There are so many things to be done. To think of them makes my head ache sometimes. So many nobles of the Empire are utterly useless. When I am Emperor, I intend to appoint only those who can actually be useful. It doesn't matter if they're of noble or common birth.
Noble or common, eh? Can you really do that? I mean, not that I don't agree. I'd make all those nobles vanish if I could.
It's not a question of can or cannot. All that matters is doing it and doing it right. The nobility system has only been around for 1,200 years. The concept didn't exist before that.
Only 1,200 years, huh? You always say such preposterous and extraordinary things, Amy. Yet somehow you actually make it work for you. It's like you're a character from an opera.
A character from an opera? If an opera is made about my life someday, I wonder how I'll be portrayed. The revolutionary who guided the Empire to a new dawn, or the foolish ruler who took her revolution too far?
Well, that all sounds pretty violent. But either way, it would make an incredible opera. Do you figure it'd be a grand action piece full of combat and strife? Or would you prefer a somber political drama?
Hail the mighty Edelgard, the red blood stains her story. Heavy as her crown may be, she will lead us all to glory. To a brighter dawn we shall carry on. Hail Edelgard!
That's quite enough, Dorothea. I'm starting to feel more than a little embarrassed. Lovely as your voice is, let's just hope that any operatic productions about me are still a ways off.
That was interesting. Edelgard and Dorothea have attained support level C. And yeah, you obviously gain more and more support with more characters that you interact with, so on and so forth. We have quests. Give this another hard save. And we're going to set to explore this time around. We now have the capability of fast traveling, which is what we're probably going to do more often. Girl's voice. What could it mean? Accept the quest from Gerald and speak with our house leader. Let's see. Class abilities. I actually might throw some more on for what we do later on, but... Armored Lord. Yeah, I forget. It's just like some of these like characters like you just don't get to use as often, unfortunately. What I might do is that I might increase... Yeah, I've done something dumb for Bernadette where I've increased her axe rank. And that's because I threw her into a class she honestly has no business being in. So what we're going to do is just we're going to throw it up to C so she can promote into a class like that. And get some help out of it. Characters like Petra were just... If I threw her into A+, she would get hers. And that's why I'm... Like, weapons that they're going to use often, I'm going to have them learn and use. Or have them learn better, I should say. Class abilities, let's go like something like Dorothea, who doesn't really get a whole lot in terms of her class. But again, I'll probably do these off screen. We have our bulletin boards. We have a lot of quests going on. And do note that the blue one is the one that you don't... is a DLC class by all technicality. A DLC mission, not class. And let's talk to Gerald.
Professor, hey, do you know how old Captain Gerald is?
That's enough, Leone. If I don't know, how could my child know?
It's not normal to forget your own age, you know. It's kind of worrisome, actually.
By the time you're forgetting your own age, you're past the point of caring.
I guess if you put it that way, you've got a point.
Yeah, if you're past your own age and you're just like, how old am I again? It probably doesn't matter. Anyone wants to view a request? A real battle this moon. I hear the Knights of Seroth about. I never taught you about tactics, but there's a primer on its own. Give it a read. There's a primer, you're gonna go find it, and you get all those different battalions as a quest. So all you gotta really do is go into the captain's quarters to find it. But you actually have this right here between the two lords, Dimitri and Claude.
I hear you've been tasked with hunting down bandits, right? Meanwhile, my class is stuck with a downright peaceful mission. Sounds like you'll be fighting alongside the knights, too. Don't let the monastery down, Teach.
I'll try. Depends on my mood, really. Yo!
Your performance in the mock battle was exceptional, Professor. You have inspired me to follow your example and study even more diligently. Perhaps we could train together sometime. I would love to test myself against your sword skills again.
I'll think about it. There's also going to be a lot of running around. Do know that the first month is just going to be a lot of us running around and just listening to everyone.
If you spend too much time around a man of Dusker, there will be rumors.
Why is that such a big deal? You'll see later on when it comes to Dusker and other playthroughs, they do not really look favorably upon. Then again, if you pay attention to the series and the way the dude looks, make of that what you will. Like, make of that what you will, like, in terms of what you can actually do. But since we have the capability of fast traveling, we're just going to hurry up and... Really, you're only like fast travel later on in the month, when you're just like going around like, alright, we need to go here, speak to this student, do this.
Perhaps.
I fully accept the necessity of real battle from time to time, but it is still a surprise to be tasked with punishing bandits without warning. It is a rather different sort of mission. It makes me wonder what the Archbishop is planning.
My question is why are they sending students to go do it? Yeah, these guys are teenagers and adults, but come on, really? What real combat experience do most of these students have?
For some students, this will be their first time stepping onto a real battlefield. It's important that they're mentally prepared. As for me, do I look green to you?
Yes,
Is
you
there
almost got
anything
killed
else
in
you
that
wish to
first
ask
fight.
me about regarding spending your time at the monastery or battles?
And there's a few other things, like you have faculty training right here, where you
Just
can...
as students have much to learn from other students, professors can also share their knowledge with each other. You should consider seeking instruction from Professor Hanneman or Professor Manuela. I think you'll find their insight quite interesting.
Yeah, and you have this. You can increase your skills by training with knights, professors in the monastery. Use the faculty training option to benefit their visit. As sporting progresses, faculty training will become advanced drills. Use this option to learn from any point with units that have higher skills than your own. And you'll see this later on. Some units, because you spec into a certain class, will not be as good as some other units. But we also get to what my favorite part is about this game, recruiting.
Which house a student is assigned to depends on where they're from. That said, each professor has their own area of expertise. So if a student is adamant about it, it is possible to switch someone from one house to another, pending your approval, of course. If you become closer with the students by partaking in the various activities around the monastery, you'll be able to talk to them about such things.
To recruit students from other houses, you'll need to meet their requirements. For each student, prioritizes different stats and skills. It's easy to recruit students who like you. So try building up your support level with the students you like to recruit. Certain non-students will also become available for recruitment as the story progresses. Now this is interesting. Because you can recruit students at basically any point now, that it also is dependent on your skills. So let's go to, well, let's for example just go to roster. Let's look at Byleth here. With their stats and build, you need to have certain stat points up to a certain point, and let's see, you need to have your capabilities up to a certain point. So for example, say if you wanted to recruit someone who was good in magic, but they say, oh wow, your magic level is crap, why would I want to learn from magic from you? It'd be like, oh okay, you need to increase your reason, your faith, and your magic. So that's what the point is. Some students will just outright want to learn from you if you have a high support level, which is why I said I might buy support levels off screen and show the supports for each of the students. That way we can learn and recruit them earlier. But this is only going to be for students who are not part of our class. So basically anyone who's not in the initial roster, we would be buying their supports and having them join our class. Case in point, there is a character you want to have learn in your squad as soon as possible, in my opinion, and that will be Lysithia.
It's thanks to my adoptive father, Lenato, that a commoner like me is here at the academy. He is the very model of chivalry. Someday, I'm going to be just like him.
And you can just flat ask students to recruit, but trust me, you don't want to do that right away because it's ineffective. But they will tell you what stats they need to learn. For Ash, I believe it's bows and lances because that's what he's like the best at. It could involve axes though, I'm not entirely sure. We have talked to everyone here, and you can only go to certain spots. Like, you're still not available to go into the, west side of this. You can't go into the third floor, and you can't go to the second floor. So let's hurry up and go through here. There's no one in the Golden Deer classroom because they all just fly out, peace out to somewhere else. And I believe it said Sylvain and Claude are in here. Oh, look where Sylvain is, huh? 3 different girls he's chatting up, huh?
Professor, you're the one taking out the bandits?
That's one way to start your career at the Academy. I didn't expect they'd order us to risk our lives here. Seems a bit extreme, doesn't it?
It is a bit extreme, but here's the thing. You can recruit Sylvain as early as this chapter if you are female Byleth. You're not going to see female Byleth until 3 hopes from me. So, meh. Do of that what you will. So we're just going to do that. I might go through like a real quick playthrough of 3 hopes on my own before I do any of
are
this
also
stuff.
known as the Shining Knights. We are the sword and shield of the divine Seros. There are many orders of knights in the world, but we are the only one that has the honor of bearing the name Seros. As a member of the church, you should probably study up on the history of Seros and the knights.
Maybe. Depends on my mood. Never, I said this in the video earlier, but my father's more religious than I am. So it's just like not that big of a deal to me, but you never know.
That person sure does remind me of somebody, but I can't figure out who. Oh, do you need me for something? Sorry, but I'm really busy right now.
Really busy standing around doing nothing and thinking, boy.
Okay.
Doing a lot of, you're really busy doing a lot of nothing right there, I see. We can't go to the west side yet. And hey look, here's Hilda.
I'm bored. Maybe I should go into town. But that would be such a hassle.
Oh, hi, Professor. I'm rather busy right now, so do make it quick. Are you sure?
I thought you'd found me out for a moment there.
Oh no, I did. It's just I just don't do it. And as you can see, right here with Dedu and also with Hilda, you see that you weren't given the option to recruit. That's because in certain routes you aren't allowed to recruit certain characters. For some reason, you can't recruit Hilda until the very end of a certain part, or until we get, or you can't recruit her at all if you're with the Crimson, with the Black Eagle House. Which is kind of cool, but also kind of dumb. It's like, oh yeah, you can't you can't recruit certain characters. Which, like, all right, yeah, that makes sense. Like, you can't recruit Dedu because, like, he said, like, I owe my life to Dimitri. I'm like, all right, yeah, you know what, sure, that's fine, whatever. Luminary, pure water, vegan water. I was watching a lot of Maximilian do when they modded in his character for over Troubleshooter. And one of his lines is like, when he's drinking the alcohol, it's like, oh, vegan water. Anyways, though, we're gonna go to the Amiibo Gazebo, scan our Amiibo again, Byleth. The Amiibo has been scanned. Items have already appeared. Alright. And we're gonna go to the Holy Tomb, transfer a whole new area. And again, you want to go to the Holy Tomb every single time you do an Explore option, because by doing so, you also get the option to train up. You get new items, because they will appear here over other places. Case in point, like some more flower seeds, the blends. You want to hold on to these items. And look at that, like again, you keep getting stat boosting items. Now, you could throw them all on Byleth and just have him be like a walking god of destruction, which he probably is. Anyways, talk to Sothis if you so choose.
It is almost time to begin.
And it only matters like the first time you talk to her. It really, that's the only time it matters is like you talk to her the first time because she gives you Sothis Shield, but I believe it's New Game Plus on it. Up. We haven't seen those students. Ignore them. Nope. They don't exist yet. You'll see why. This month's recruiting popularity. Sylvain's #1 because if you play as female bias, you can recruit him outright because the man love-stalking man. Like, oh, you want to print me? Sure, sign me the fuck up. That's basically why, because if you remember, Sylvain is a ladies' man. And I feel like that's something that's very hard to play well in a video game, at least to me. Anyways, talk to men.
You know, Professor, there are some things I'll just never understand. Like the other night, I went on a date with a dashing, handsome, strong young knight. Oh, I'm a bit weak just remembering him. Anyway, do you know what that no-good jerk said when we got back to my room? He said, "What a mess. I'm afraid to go in there." Can you believe it? You know who cares about keeping everything neat and tidy? Not me, that's who. Afraid to go in there. Some knight he is.
And they already show you why Manuela is still single and not going to tell you her age. It's probably because... Shit, don't get me wrong. Look at Manuela. She looks beautiful. No one's not going to deny that. But let's be honest. If someone's just not appealing in their hygiene, that's the problem. You could be the most drop-dead gorgeous person in the world, but if your hygiene is horrible and your lifestyle is just bad, people aren't really going to mess around with you like that.
Do you know about the Cardinals? They are the ones who run the church. Their identities are a closely guarded secret.
The Cardinals? Huh. Weird. Anyways, though. Let's see. What we're going to do first off is that we're going to raise the motivation for some of our students. But first, though...
I've got to find out everyone's likes and dislikes so I know what to cook. Who knows when it'll be my turn at kitchen duty? How about you, Professor? Do you like sweet or spicy food?
Let's be honest. My brother is more of the spicy type of person because he kind of has to, being a vegetarian. Whereas I like certain spicy foods, but I'm not that into it. Like, give me some salsa, like guacamole dip. Something like, alright, yeah, a little spice. Nothing like level 2 or higher, but I do like my sweets. I can't eat a lot of sweets because my fillings make it hurt like hell.
Ooh, same. I'll definitely remember that.
Anyways, yeah, you give it, and like I said, you can recruit any of the number of students, but it's really not that often. This isn't good. More questions.
Would you kindly do something for me?
You're gonna collect recipes for the headset, and you just kind of go to, like, the very early questions you get are very simple. Bonding bytes, especially when bring professor students together, effects are enhanced when you're dining with students from your own house. And yeah, their motivations like that, but we need more students who like the food. The problem is, if you go for a full menu, it's actually much easier. And you're like, oh, let's go like this one, or fish sandwich. That's the problem. Like, you're gonna have to like go through different foods to make sure your characters like them. Because again, in regards to motivation and how motivated your students are, most of them are only at, what, like 3? So you got Petra, Bernadetta. The only ones who aren't are Dorothea and Edelgard. Which means, like, you want to have more motivation from your students. And you'll be seeing that at the end of the episode when we actually go around. And now you can actually pick up some stuff when you're just, like, wandering around the monastery. At this point, you can find a few things. But if you go down here, we actually have access to a whole new area. But first, talk to the Gatekeeper. You must always talk to the Gatekeeper.
Greetings, Professor. Nothing to report. Are you settled in here at the monastery yet? Make sure to have a good look around. There's much to see, like fish. You do know about the pond behind the dining hall, right? You can fish there. Give it a try.
I will, but we already done our fishing. It's just I've done it better in this run than I have on others. And we're actually at the marketplace, which is an interesting area. You really only go here for a few things, and the reason why I say that is because you'll see it later on, but you only have a few things going on for each of the students, and we don't actually have any of the things right here that allow us to purchase items to affect the students' ability of liking us more. And we actually have a quote-unquote new area here, even though we kind of saw it in the entrance hall. Visually, it's fine. It's not the worst thing in the world, but it does look pretty good from the opening area. But you're actually not down here that often, like this opening spot. Anyway, here's Yuritsa.
You look bored. Care to duel?
A duel? To the death?
What? I just wanted to spar.
There's a reason why I said that. You'll see that later on, but there is a reason why I said that. Anyways, you.
We will accompany you on your assignment. We don't want anything to happen to our precious students. If any of you run into trouble, we'll step in and help out.
Yeah, no, I don't believe you. You know why? Because the Knights of Ceros don't really do anything. Let's go to the right side, and yeah, right here, cat. And this is a DLC quest that you get, and you can give them food. Once you fed them a bit, you might get some kind of reward. Feline and canine friends, and you just feed the dogs and cats. And you can't go any further because that site's still locked out for some reason, but you actually will. As we progress more and more into the story, you'll get more abilities to explore the monastery in its entirety right now. But like I said, you really don't have a whole lot going for you right now.
Oh, Professor, how are you today? I'm just heading out for a mission. I'll be seeing you.
Good luck.
I don't need luck. This will be a piece of cake. I'll be back before you know it.
Whoa. What the? Oh. He actually does dip out. Okay. That's neat. I completely forgot he actually would dip out.
There are way too many vegetables in today's meal. The ratio of vegetables to sweets was completely skewed.
Oh, hi, Professor. Were you just eavesdropping on me?
No.
Well,
and like I said, you want to recruit Lysithea as soon as possible. I kid you not, she's like the best magic user. While some people may argue that, I would say that, yeah, you need to recruit Lysithea as soon as freaking possible. And we're missing someone, Petra. How are we missing talking to Petra, little people? Blah, blah, blah. Hold up, there she is. There she is, that's why. She's on this side of the house.
Bridget has much more warmth than Fodlan. Even spring here has coolness. And you, Professor? Which do you find is worst? Too hot or too cold weather?
To be honest, I love the cold. If I could move out of the dirt hole of the place I live with my family just magically transporting with me, I would. But if I'm being honest, the heat is what I hate most. Like, absolutely. Because I can't stand the heat. I hate it so much. It bothers me a lot. But if let's just say the cold to get on her side.
I have agreeance. In Bridget, I am able to be wearing much lighter clothes.